Toyota has named Koji Sato as its new president.
Seeing the Lexus president to become the new CEO.
And Akio Toyoda, I think he gets knocked for Toyota's position in the fully electric vehicle space.
Toyota's CEO just breaks his silence and shocks the entire car industry. In the automotive industry, we're seeing a powerful shift towards electric vehicles. But Toyota doesn't believe in a full electric future, right? Well, now, especially since the new CEO Koji Sato, Toyota has been making interesting developments in the EV industry. But why? What did the CEO just reveal? And why doesn't Toyota believe in EVs in the first place? What the heck is happening? Big names in the industry, such as Volkswagen, BMW, and General Motors, are jumping on this trend by expanding their electric vehicle lineups and competing fiercely for significant market shares in the near future. For example, Volkswagen is gearing up to unveil a whopping 70 all-electric models by the year 2030. Likewise, BMW has set a bold target, aiming for 50% of its deliveries to consist of electric vehicles within the same time frame. This widespread shift isn't just a trend, it represents a serious commitment across the industry to cut carbon emissions and tackle the pressing issue of climate change head-on. Now, it's interesting to note the contrasting viewpoint from Toyota's former CEO, Akio Toyoda. He's made it clear that he remains skeptical about our reliance on an all-electric future. In his opinion, diving headfirst into electric vehicles might be a bit premature and could even harm both the company and consumers alike. Toyota has predicted that the market share for electric vehicles will only peak at around 30%. He has pointedly emphasized that the enemy is carbon dioxide, advocating for a multi-pathway approach that doesn't just focus on battery electric vehicles, but also incorporates hybrids and hydrogen technologies. His concerns are rooted in the practical challenges of fully electrifying the automotive fleet, especially considering the existing limits of infrastructure and the diverse needs of a global consumer base. A compelling example he shared highlights that nearly 1 billion people around the world still do not have access to electricity, which certainly complicates the push for widespread electric vehicle adoption. So what does this mean for Toyota, and how is the new boss changing things up? But before we talk about that, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out. The real agenda. Look, this skepticism from Toyota didn't come without consequences. His perspective led to mounting pressures internally from the company and externally from the market that ultimately resulted in his departure from Toyota in January of 2023. Shareholders were vocal in their criticism, pointing out that Toyota was lagging behind its competitors in the transition to electric vehicles. His exit symbolized a pivotal moment for Toyota, as it found itself under increasing scrutiny from investors and environmental activists who were calling for a more aggressive approach to electric vehicles. The landscape of competition was changing rapidly, with both traditional car makers and new players making significant advancements in electric vehicle technology. After Toyota stepped down, Koji Sato took the reins as CEO and made it clear that he intends to maintain a diversified powertrain strategy while also ramping up Toyota's initiatives in the electric vehicle arena. Sato recognizes that change is necessary, but he also stresses that a one-size-fits-all strategy isn't feasible in the complex automotive market. His goal is to find the right balance between promoting the development of battery electric vehicles while continuing to invest in hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and hydrogen technologies as well. Sato's approach showcases a deep understanding of the intricate challenges involved in transitioning to low-carbon transportation, as he seeks not only to address consumer desires, but also to navigate the hurdles presented by infrastructure and technology. Toyota is taking a bold stance when it comes to achieving carbon neutrality, and they're all in on a multifaceted approach. This highlights their commitment to exploring a wide variety of powertrain technologies, rather than putting all their eggs in one basket. They believe that relying on just one solution won't cut it, since consumers have diverse needs, and because infrastructure capabilities differ from one region to another. The company's ambitious long-term sustainability goals really emphasize the importance of balancing electric vehicles, often called EVs, with hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and hydrogen fuel cell technologies. You can see Toyota's dedication to this diversified strategy in the range of vehicles they're developing. Take the Toyota Prius, for example. It's one of their flagship models, showcasing how effective it can be to combine an electric motor with a gasoline engine. This fusion not only boosts fuel efficiency, but also helps reduce emissions. Then there's the RAV4 Prime, which stands as a perfect example of a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, or PHEV for short. It gives consumers the flexibility to enjoy electric driving while also having the backup of a gasoline engine. This way, it's ideal for areas where charging stations are sparse. Additionally, the Toyota Mirai stands out as a notable investment in hydrogen technology. It provides a zero-emission alternative that can be refueled as quickly as traditional gasoline vehicles. Through these innovative models, Toyota is clearly eager to meet a wide range of consumer preferences while tackling the infrastructure challenges of different regions. Toyota firmly believes that its diversified approach can cater to a broader spectrum of consumer needs and preferences. For instance, in bustling urban areas where charging infrastructure is more widespread, consumers might lean towards electric vehicles like the BZ4X. However, those residing in rural regions with limited access to charging stations could find hybrids or PHEVs to be much more convenient due to their extended range and the flexibility of refueling. Plus, hybrids tend to have lower upfront costs compared to fully electric vehicles, making them an attractive option for those who are budget conscious. This more affordable price point can accelerate the adoption of these vehicles among mainstream buyers who might be a bit hesitant about making the leap to electric vehicles. By offering a variety of powertrain options, Toyota is addressing critical concerns about charging availability and range anxiety. In areas where charging networks aren't fully developed, consumers can still rely on hybrids that utilize existing gasoline infrastructure, alleviating some of these worries. Moreover, Toyota's viewpoint reflects similar concerns voiced by other automakers regarding a singular focus on electric vehicles. Brands like BMW, Stellantis, Honda, and Mercedes have all expressed reservations about making a complete commitment to an all-electric future. A lot of these manufacturers share Toyota's belief that the market isn't quite ready for a sudden full shift to EVs due to limitations in infrastructure and the varying readiness of consumers. Automakers are starting to recognize that embracing a diversified approach, mixing hybrids, hydrogen fuel cells, and traditional combustion engines can lead to a more resilient strategy against market fluctuations and the ever-changing landscape of regulations. Just like Toyota, these companies are exploring multiple pathways to achieve carbon neutrality, ensuring they meet consumer demands while effectively navigating regulatory challenges that come their way. So what's happening now? Does Toyota seem to be shifting focus towards EVs? At least that is what it looks like from the outside, but there is more to it than that. Pressure is building like a volcano ready to erupt at Toyota, and trust me, the stakes couldn't be higher. Let me explain. The huge pressure. With the automotive world shifting gears rapidly towards electric vehicles, investors are voicing their concerns louder than ever. They feel that Toyota is dragging its feet when it comes to embracing the EV revolution. This discontent has sparked a chorus of calls for a more vigorous strategy, especially from European investors and American hedge funds who are growing frustrated with the company's slow-paced adoption of fully electric models. Now let's talk dollars and cents, because the financial implications here are no joke. Shareholders aren't just airing their grievances, they're actively trying to reshape the direction of the company. For example, at Toyota's recent annual general meeting, there were even proposals to vote out Akio Toyoda from the board. Why? Because many believe he hasn't done enough to shift the company toward a greener, electrified future. With a collective investment totaling $400 million in Toyota stock, these shareholders are not just a whispering crowd, they are a formidable force demanding accountability and proactive action on pressing climate-related issues. Critics have been quick to jump on Toyota's lobbying activities, particularly against stricter fuel efficiency standards. They claim this has tarnished Toyota's reputation as a leader in the sustainability arena. Reports have come out suggesting that the company ranks among the top funders of lobbying groups opposing 100% battery electric vehicles. This has led to serious accusations of what's being termed negative climate lobbying, with Toyota being viewed as an obstacle to progress on environmental policies that could greatly benefit consumers and the planet alike. Anders Schelde, the chief investment officer at Academiker Pension, didn't mince words when he described Toyota's lobbying efforts as making the company a global laggard in taking meaningful climate action. And if that wasn't enough, Greenpeace Japan has stepped onto the stage, staging loud protests right outside Toyota's headquarters. Their aim? To raise awareness about the company's environmental practices, or lack thereof. These public demonstrations act as a sobering reminder of how fragile corporate reputations transportations can be, especially when they seem to be inactive during such a crucial time for the planet. The protests clearly highlight the frustrations of shareholders and capture the bigger societal demand for companies to take responsibility for their impact on the environment as the climate crisis escalates. In light of this growing unrest, Toyota is trying to calm the waters by rolling out a new technology strategy that aims to speed up its EV rollout. However, skepticism remains thick in the air, affecting both shareholders and environmental advocates, until Toyota makes a solid commitment to a clear and transparent strategy that puts electric mobility front and center, rather than providing cover for fossil fuel interests. Many will continue to view the automaker more as a hurdle than as a leader in the shift to sustainable transportation. This tangled web of shareholder demands, climate activism, and corporate strategy really spotlights how urgent it is for Toyota to adapt. If they don't take decisive action soon, they risk getting left behind in a market that's growing increasingly competitive by the day. The electric vehicle revolution is not going to wait for anyone, especially not for a major player that seems hesitant to fully embrace it. But what does Toyota have against EVs? What's the problem with EVs? See, as the entire world sprints towards a future filled with electric vehicles, there's a striking gap between the ambitious goals set by policymakers and the actual state of charging infrastructure. Global leaders are passionately promoting the widespread use of EVs, dreaming of cleaner air and fewer carbon emissions. However, the reality is that the infrastructure we need to support this transition simply isn't keeping up. Experts have calculated that to meet future demands, we will need to expand global charging infrastructure by more than 500% by the year 2030. This expansion needs to cover not just public charging stations, but also home charging solutions. Yet, many regions today are still struggling with insufficient charging points, especially in rural or underserved areas. For example, while bustling urban centers may be sprouting up with a growing number of charging stations, drivers in rural communities are often left scrambling. They routinely face long distances between available chargers, which can create quite a logistical nightmare for anyone considering the switch to an EV. This gap in infrastructure gives rise to a pervasive issue known as range anxiety. Many potential EV owners find themselves feeling nervous about running out of battery power before they reach their destination or locating a charging station. Surveys show that nearly 70% of prospective buyers list range anxiety as a significant hurdle when it comes to purchasing an electric vehicle. This concern becomes even more pronounced for those who frequently embark on long road trips or live in areas with limited charging options. Consequently, range anxiety can directly impact EV sales, which is especially troubling when we need booming market growth for a greener future. To pile onto the challenges, there are economic barriers tied to making the shift to electric vehicles. Public charging stations often come with hefty fees that might scare away casual users from adopting EVs. For instance, some fast charging stations charge more than 30 cents per kilowatt hour, and that can add up quite quickly for drivers who need to recharge often. On top of that, many eager potential EV buyers might find home charging impractical due to their living situations, such as apartment complexes that lack dedicated parking spaces. Financial constraints can make installing home charging equipment prohibitive too. The cost for setting up a home charger can fall somewhere between $500 and $2,000, depending on the type of charger chosen and the electrical work involved. That upfront investment can feel like a huge hurdle for many consumers, especially when you consider that electric vehicles also tend to have higher purchase prices than traditional gasoline-powered cars. Let's dive into performance, because what you see isn't always what you get. Real-world performance metrics are showing that the actual range of many electric vehicles often falls short of what manufacturers advertise. Even if a car is marketed with a range of over 300 miles, various conditions like extreme temperatures, heavy loads, or more aggressive driving styles can lead many drivers to find that their vehicles don't deliver as expected. For example, studies indicate that in cold weather, an electric vehicle's range can plummet by as much as 40%. This discrepancy can feed consumer doubts about the practicality of relying on an EV for daily commutes or longer road trips without running into unexpected limitations. Adding to these challenges, reliability issues have become a talking point among EV owners. There's a growing number of consumers reporting frequent trips to service centers for repairs that just don't seem to plague traditional combustion engine vehicles as much. Common problems include pesky software glitches, battery management snags, and even early wear on components like brakes and tires, thanks to regenerative braking systems. According to Consumer Reports, over 20% of electric vehicle owners have run into reliability troubles within the first year of having their vehicles. These reliability issues can breed skepticism among potential buyers who might prefer the perceived dependability of gas-powered cars. The fear of dealing with unexpected breakdowns or costly repairs can be enough to deter many consumers from making the switch to electric mobility. Finally, let's talk about depreciation, something that's proving to be quite a dilemma for the electric vehicle market as shiny new models roll out with improved technology and features like longer ranges and faster charging capabilities. Older models can lose their value in a hurry. Research shows that electric vehicles generally depreciate at rates 10 to 20% higher than their gasoline counterparts within the first few years. This rapid depreciation doesn't just hurt resale values, it also sways consumer purchasing decisions. Potential buyers might think twice about investing in an electric vehicle that could lose a significant chunk of its value in such a short time, especially when they're already looking at a higher initial purchase price compared to traditional vehicles. So what's the solution? Well, according to Toyota, it is trying to embark on a whole new industry. What does that mean? Let's break it down. The ammonia combustion engine. In a bold leap towards a sustainable future, automotive giants Toyota and GAC Motors have unveiled something that could change everything: the ammonia combustion engine. This pioneering technology harnesses the unique properties of ammonia, offering a revolutionary approach that could reshape the entire automotive landscape. With ammonia's zero carbon atoms, it presents a tantalizing promise of low carbon emissions and positions itself as a viable alternative in the ongoing quest for carbon neutrality. Of course, we can't ignore the challenges that come with ammonia combustion technology, yet its advantages are truly compelling. Unlike traditional fossil fuels, ammonia boasts a high hydrogen content of approximately 17.6% by weight, and it offers an energy density that rivals that of gasoline. This means ammonia could be a fantastic candidate for internal combustion engines, often referred to as ICEs. However, engineers are faced with some significant hurdles associated with ammonia's low flame speed and high ignition temperature. The ignition temperature for ammonia sits around 650 degrees Celsius or 1,202 degrees Fahrenheit, which is much higher than those of gasoline or diesel. To tackle this challenge, researchers are actively exploring a variety of innovative strategies. One promising approach is catalyst-assisted combustion. This method employs catalysts to lower the activation energy necessary for ammonia combustion, thereby enhancing ignition and stability. Another creative solution is the development of dual fuel systems that mix ammonia with a small percentage of traditional fuels, making it easier to get the engine started. Additionally, advanced engine designs are in the works that aim to optimize combustion efficiency while also reducing unburned ammonia emissions. These groundbreaking innovations are critical for positioning ammonia as a practical fuel choice while effectively addressing concerns regarding its combustion characteristics. The potential benefits of ammonia in contributing to global carbon neutrality are nothing short of significant. When ammonia is combusted, the primary byproducts are nitrogen gas and water vapor. Nitrogen gas, which makes up about 78% of Earth's atmosphere, is released alongside water vapor. Importantly, there is no carbon dioxide produced in the combustion process, aligning perfectly with global initiatives focused on reducing greenhouse gases. On top of that, researchers are diving into exciting methods for producing green ammonia using renewable energy sources like wind and solar power. This process involves leveraging renewable electricity to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. Then, the hydrogen is combined with nitrogen extracted from the air to create ammonia. The end result, green ammonia, can be considered carbon neutral when produced sustainably. One of the most exciting aspects of this innovation is that it's compatible with existing internal combustion engine vehicles. This means that we can retrofit legacy fleets with ammonia combustion technology, breathing new life into older vehicles. Not only does this extend their operational lifespan, but it also helps these vehicles comply with increasingly strict emissions regulations. The implications of this are profound. In many cases, retrofitting existing vehicles can be far more economical than manufacturing completely new electric or hydrogen-powered models. This approach allows fleet operators and consumers to transition smoothly towards greener alternatives without heavy financial burdens. Additionally, enabling older vehicles to stay operational helps mitigate waste by preventing the scrapping of of perfectly functional vehicles that still serve consumer needs. As governments around the globe ramp up emission standards, retrofitting vehicles with ammonia engines can help make compliance much easier and keep fleet operations running smoothly. This flexibility not only supports sustainability goals, but also creates a practical path for both manufacturers and consumers eager to explore greener alternatives. The viability of GAC's ammonia combustion engine prototype has been put to the test and demonstrated through rigorous performance evaluations, showcasing some impressive metrics. Initial tests show that the prototype can deliver high horsepower similar to conventional gasoline engines, while significantly cutting down on emissions compared to traditional fuels. Key performance metrics indicate that the horsepower output meets or even exceeds that of similarly sized gasoline engines, proving its capabilities for high-performance applications. Preliminary data also suggests that nitrogen oxide's emissions can be managed effectively through optimized combustion processes and after-treatment systems, ensuring that they stay within regulatory limits. Early signs are showing that this ammonia engine can achieve thermal efficiencies comparable to those of conventional internal combustion engines, making it an attractive option for everything from performance-oriented vehicles to everyday rides. In essence, the ammonia combustion engine might just represent a transformative leap in automotive technology. With its unique blend of low emissions, compatibility with existing vehicles, and exciting performance metrics, it stands ready to play a crucial role in shaping a more sustainable automotive future. As research continues and prototypes make their way toward market-ready solutions, we could very well witness a dramatic shift in how we think about fuel sources in our pursuit of cleaner, greener transportation options. But they are not stopping on ammonia either. Toyota's hydrogen future. Have you ever wondered what the future of sustainable mobility looks like? Well, let me tell you about Toyota's version. They are actively pushing the limits of hydrogen technology, and one of their most exciting projects is the development of a racing Corolla that runs on liquid hydrogen. This groundbreaking vehicle is not just a concept sitting on a drawing board. It's a real-life proof of Toyota's commitment to taking hydrogen and putting it in high-performance applications. This exciting innovation demonstrates that sustainability and speed can work together beautifully. Now, as the globe takes steps towards electric vehicles, or EVs as we like to call them, Toyota firmly believes that hydrogen technology is a compelling alternative that shouldn't be overlooked. Unlike battery electric vehicles, known as BEVs, hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, or FCEVs, can be refueled in a matter of minutes, just like traditional gasoline engines. Plus, they provide longer driving ranges, which makes them especially suitable for heavy-duty transport and long-distance travel. Toyota has been working with hydrogen fuel cells for over 3 decades, beginning with the launch of the Mirai, one of the very first mass-produced hydrogen-powered sedans in the world. This long-standing experience positions Toyota as a front-runner in developing scalable, zero-emission technologies that can not only complement but also enhance existing electric vehicle options on the market today. As part of their game plan, Toyota has set up dedicated facilities, including the North American Hydrogen headquarters. This facility aims to supercharge advancements in fuel cell technology. It's designed to focus not only on passenger vehicles but also on commercial applications, which support everything from heavy-duty trucks to stationary power generation systems. By pouring resources into hydrogen infrastructure and technology, Toyota is laying down the foundation for a future where hydrogen could play a vital role in achieving carbon neutrality across the globe. Motorsports, a testing ground. Have you ever thought about how motorsports can be a playground for innovation? Toyota is diving headfirst into this thrilling world with its hydrogen-powered Corolla, which serves as an exciting platform for brand new technology. By competing in events like the Super Taikyu Series, this racing vehicle gives Toyota a chance to refine its hydrogen engine technology under extreme conditions. And let's be real, motorsports are known for their tough demands, making them the perfect environment for testing out and perfecting technologies before they hit the consumer market. The journey of developing hydrogen engines through motorsports not only showcases Toyota's engineering skills, but also highlights the exciting performance potential of hydrogen as a viable fuel source. These hydrogen engines produce power through combustion while emitting absolutely zero carbon dioxide, perfectly aligning with Toyota's vision of a sustainable mobility society. By tapping into the thrilling, adrenaline-pumping world of racing, Toyota is doing more than just promoting its brand. It's breaking barriers and pushing the envelope on what's possible with hydrogen technology. Toyota's Toyota's commitment to hydrogen technology is multifaceted and forward-thinking. Through active testing of hydrogen-powered vehicles, substantial investments in infrastructure, and innovative applications in the world of motorsports, Toyota is positioning itself as a leader in what could become a revolution in sustainable transportation. As they continue to work on developing and refining these game-changing technologies, their efforts have the potential to pave the way for a bright future where hydrogen stands tall as a cornerstone of global mobility solutions. But what's your thoughts on this? Let's know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.